Okay.
Yes.
No, it was the other one. Wait. This one. Well, so we had finished these ones, hadn't we? Yes. So let's go to these examples. Defining relative clauses. There were plenty of people who had never seen one, or there were plenty of people that had never seen one. So why do we say that this one is defining? What are we defining?
Because there's no extra information and there's no comma.
Yes, but so if there is no extra information, we know that it is not a non-defining. But why do we say that it is defining? What are we defining by saying who had never seen one or that had never seen one? When it is defining, it means that by that clause, by using that clause, we are defining what we have said before. So we are clarifying who we are talking about, or what we are talking about, or where we are talking about. In this case, we are saying what people we are talking about. Those that had never seen a computer. Yes, if I didn't say this, I wouldn't know what people are plenty. There were plenty of people who, that play the guitar or that smoke or that like music. So I need to say something else to know what people I am talking about. So I am defining what people I'm talking about. And it doesn't take any commas. Smart glasses, which have tiny computers in them. Smart glasses that have tiny computers in them. Again, I am defining. What am I defining in this case?
Which
What the smart glasses have?
No, which smart glasses? Yes, the ones that have tiny computers, not any smart glasses, because there are many smart glasses, but I'm referring only to those that have tiny computers in them. So I'm defining which smart glasses I'm talking about. Futurologists are people whose job is to predict the future. Again, futurologists are people. What people? The people that live in Quilmes, or the people who play tennis, or who? The people whose job is to cure people? No. So the people whose job is to predict the future. So I am defining what people I'm talking about. They were mostly in places where people worked or studied. What am I defining here? They were mostly in places where people worked or studied. So this part is telling you what?
Where they were.
Yes, so defining what places I am talking about. I am not talking about a church. I am not talking about a disco. I'm talking about places where people worked or studied. Only about these places. So it is defining what places you're talking about. The children who we see in the video made accurate predictions, or the children that we see in the video made accurate predictions. So by saying this, I am telling you what children, not any children, only those children that we see in the video. Only those made the prediction. Not any American children, but the ones that you can see in the video. They are huge machines, and this is pronounced machines, like she, the same sound. Sh. They're huge machines which you only see in museums these days, or that you only see in museums. So what machines am I talking about? About those that you can see in museums, only about those machines. Well, as you can see, if you use who, you can also use that. If you use which, you can also use that. Yes, you can use who or that, which or that. But in all these cases, they are defining clauses. Let's see what happens with non-defining. Some children who were lucky enough to have computers at school made a video. So the important information is that some children made a video. That is the information I want to show or to convey. And I decide to add some information and to say they were lucky to have computers at school. But that, as Mateo had said, is an extra information. If I didn't say this, it wouldn't affect the meaning of the main sentence. The main sentence is, some children made a video. It's a complete sentence. So, and here I have who. The children's ideas, which sounded like science fiction back then, had come true. So I could also say the children's ideas had come true, and no extra information. Futurologists, whose job is to predict the future, agree there will be changes. If I don't explain this, nothing changes. Futurologists agree there will be changes. Yes? So when you add extra information, you write it between commas. Yes. And if you look at this, we have to choose. Only non-defining relative clauses can use that. Let's see. Here you have the examples of non and the ones with defining. In which cases can you use that?
Defining.
Defining, yes. Only in defining I can interchange, use who or that. There were plenty of people who or that, only if it is defining. When it is non-defining, when you're adding information, extra information, you can't use that. You can omit the relative pronoun in defining relative clauses when it is the subject or the object. Let's see, number 5 and 6. You can omit that. You can omit these words, anyone. So the children we see in the video made accurate predictions, or they're huge machines you only see in museums. So you have 3 possibilities: who, that, or nothing. So you can omit the relative pronoun in defining relative clauses when it is the subject or the object. Here. That who, or that, or this which, or this that. How do they work? As subject or object of the non-defining, of the defining, sorry.
Sujeto.
Let's see, we have the children who we see in the video made accurate predictions. So the defining clause starts here.
Yes.
And it finishes here. No commas because it is defining, but this is the relative clause, defining relative clause. Which is the subject in this clause? Or which is the verb first? Which is the verb? See. And what is the subject of see?
Children. The children.
Are you sure? There are 2 verbs in this sentence. We have the verb see and the verb made. What is the subject of made? Who made?
The children.
The children. So the children is the subject of the principal verb, of the main verb, of made. And here we have the verb see. What is the subject of see?
Who?
Are you sure?
No.
What do the others say? Who sees the video?
We.
We. So we see. If we is the subject, what is this? We see what in the video? We see the children. The children is the same as who or that. So we is the subject and the children, that is what we see in the video, that is the object in this case. So we is the subject and who or that, which replace the children, would be the object. Let's see in this case. They are huge machines that you only see in museums, or which you only see in museums. We have 2 verbs again. We have are and we have see. Which is the subject of are?
They.
They. And they, we know, are the machines or the computers. And then we have here the beginning of the relative clause that you only see in museums these days. And we have the verb see. Which is the subject of see?
You.
You. Okay, and what do you see in museums?
The huge machines.
The huge machines. And that is the same as which, or the same as that. Which replaces huge machines, or that replaces huge machines. And before we had said that who, that, or which can be, that who or which can be replaced by that or nothing. We could also say the children we see in the video made accurate predictions. They are huge machines you only see in museums. So you have three possibilities in relative defining clauses. In defining relative clauses. Who, that, or no relative pronoun. Which, that, or no relative pronoun. But not in all the cases. Only when this word is what? The subject or the object?
Okay.
Yes? When can we omit these words? When can we say the children we see, or they are huge machines you only see? When can we do that? When can we omit the word? When it works as object or as subject?
When it's a subject.
No.
Well, let's see why yes or why no. Let's see, Mateo, why did you say that? You say that this is the subject of what?
Of the children.
It is the same as the children. It means the same. It refers back to children. But is it the subject of the verb that we have in the relative clause?
No.
Why not, Valen?
The we.
We is the subject of the relative clause. And so, what is the function of this word?
Is the same, who we see in the video. No, who made the video. The children.
The children.
Is
Okay.
like the same.
Yes, so that would work as an object. It means, what do we see? Well, the children. So it is the object. And here we can ask, what do you only see in museums? The machines. So the machines, or any of these words, is the object, because this is the subject, you see. So you can omit the relative pronoun in defining relative clauses when it is the what? When that word, which or that, or who or that,
The
is
object.
the object, yes? Okay, so again, in defining relative clauses, we have three possibilities. Who, that, which, that, and a third possibility, not using nothing, not using anything. The children we see, or the machines you see. So no relative pronoun. So three possibilities. Who, that, or nothing, which, that, or nothing. But not in all the defining, only in some of the defining. In all the definings, I can replace who or that, which or that. But I can only omit one of these words when that word works as an object, as in this case. Because if it didn't work as an object, let's see, for example here, there were plenty of people who had never seen one, or that had never seen one. The relative clause starts here and finishes here. We have two verbs, there were and had seen. Which is the subject of had seen?
People.
People, yes. And people is the same as who or that. So this word, any of these words in this case, works as what in the relative clause? Starting here. Which is the function of these words in the clause? Is it the verb or is it the subject?
The subject.
Sorry, the subject or the object? The subject. Who had seen? So these people had seen. It's the subject. So when who or that is the subject, I cannot omit the word. I must have who or that, any of those. The same happens here. Smart glasses, which have tiny computers, or that have tiny computers. This word, which, or this word, that, works as the subject of have, the subject of the relative clause. So I cannot omit it. I can only omit the word in a defining relative clause when this word works as an object, only when it works as an object. So coming back to this exercise. Only defining or non-defining can use that. Let's say it again.
Defining.
Only defining, okay. And let's see, you can omit the relative pronoun, that is which or where or that, sorry, where no, which, who or that. You can omit the relative pronoun in defining relative clauses when it is the
Object.
the object. Okay. Well, have you written all this? Have you written it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's see exercise number 6. Read the text and complete it with which, that, who, where, whose. Is it clear the meaning of whose?
Cuyo.
Yes. So it indicates possession or nothing, no relative pronouns. There is sometimes more than one answer. So let's see. 3D printers. Would you like a machine that creates furniture for you in your own home? Is there any other possibility here?
Which.
Very good. Is there any other?
Or nothing.
Is this defining or non-defining?
Defining.
Defining. Let's see. Let's try. Would you like a machine that creates furniture? Fine. Would you like a machine creates furniture for you? Would you understand? Would you understand it if we omit the word which or that?
No.
No. As you said, this one is defining. And look, we said you can omit the relative pronoun in defining when it is the object, you said. And let's see. Would you like a machine that creates furniture? Is this the object of creates?
No. The subject.
It's the subject of creates. So that is why I can't omit it. I need which or that. Let's go on. Well, one day soon it'll be possible. Tom Evans, an inventor, designs have won international awards, explains.
Who?
Who designs? Let's see. Any other possibility? What do the others think? Which is how many verbs are there in this sentence? Tom Evans, up to awards. Forget the explains. I repeat my question. The principal idea here is Tom Evans explains. So this is the main verb. The subject is Tom Evans. And we have a relative clause which says, an inventor designs have won international awards. That is the relative clause. From an inventor up to awards. Which is the subject of that relative clause? Sorry, the verb. Which is the verb?
Have won.
Have won. Okay, that is the verb. There isn't any other verb. So, look at the possibilities, which, that, who, where, whose, or not. Can you understand the meaning of this word?
Diseñadora. Diseñar.
It could mean diseña, but it would be a verb. And in this case, the verb is have won. So here it is not a verb. It could be a verb, but it is not a verb. It is the noun that goes with that verb. Which would be the noun? For that verb that you have said. Which is the noun for the verb diseñar, but the noun. For example, the word build. Build is a verb. Which is the noun that goes with build? What do you call a construction that has one floor, another floor, another floor, another floor, another floor? What's that? From the verb build.
A building.
A building. So the noun that goes with build is building. So building goes with build. And which is the noun that goes with design?
Designing.
Well, that is also, yes, but how do you say el diseño, un diseño, o los diseños?
Design.
Yes, just that, this word, designs, diseños. So this is a noun, not a verb here.
Whose.
Exactly. So Tom Evans, an inventor whose designs have won international awards, explains. Yes? Or whose drawings have won. Okay. Can I use any other instead of whose?
No.
No, that can only, it has no replacement, let's say. 3D printers are machines print solid objects. Three-D printers are machines print solid objects.
Which.
Which, very good. Any other possibility?
That.
Good. Any other?
No.
Okay, no. Why not?
Because the verb is a subject.
Because the word is the subject of print. Yes, or the subject of the clause. So if it is the subject, I cannot omit it. I can omit it only if it is the object. So here it is the subject. So which print or that print. The objects are made of plastic, can be small. Everyday items like cups and plates or larger things like chairs and tables. So the objects are made of
Which.
what?
Which.
Yes. Any other possibility?
No.
No. Very good. Why not?
Is a non-defining relative clause.
Exactly. And we said here only in defining relative clauses can use that. Yes, we can use that only in defining. So very good. That's why. I predict that the factories these things are made at the moment will close down. I predict that the factories these things are made at the moment will close down.
Where.
Very good. I predict that the factories where these things are made at the moment will close down. No other possibility. And the people work there will need new skills.
Who.
Very good. Any other?
That.
Very good. Any other?
No.
No, because it is defining the people who work. This who or that is the subject of work. So I cannot omit the word. So Will the 3D printer be something we will all soon own? Will the 3D printer be something own or have? We will all soon have.
Which,
Very
that,
Yes,
and nothing.
very good. Why nothing?
Because you can omit the that or which.
Why?
The verb acts like an object.
Yes, not the verb, the word which or the word that acts as an object because the subject of own or of have is we. So this word which or that is the object of the relative clause. So it can be omitted. Very good. Or will it never catch on or will it never become fashionable? Only time will tell. I'll ask you to do this one again as homework so that you can think it over. Let's see if we have time to start this. Only one of you has sent me the homework I asked you to do last time.
Which one?
There were two writings. They were very similar. Imagining that you were living somewhere else, you had been living there for a month, and you write a letter speaking about your experiences. That was homework 29 and 30. One was from the workbook and the other one was from the student's book. But they were very similar. Well, sentences 1 to 8 are incomplete. Add the phrases in brackets and relative pronouns and commas where necessary. Which sentences can be written in different ways? So we have, for instance, the children had computers at school. And we have to add this. And we have to see which pronoun to use and if we have different possibilities. The children had computers at school, the video shows. The children who we see in the video had computers at school. The children that we see in the videos had computers at school. Or the children we see in the video had computers at school. So 3 possibilities, with who, with that, or no relative pronoun. And no commas because it is defining. Let's see if we can do the first. Soon we'll have computers we can have conversations with.
Soon we will have computers which we can have conversations with.
Very good. Any other possibility?
That.
Yes, very good. Any other?